Good afternoon, everyone. It's Thursday, the 27th. Let's take a look at this market. We're down about 1% or 0.75% in the S&P 500 as support obviously was broken yesterday, and that put us on the defensive. And we were thinking that if it got back above 143, maybe it could turn around. But instead, we saw that this support, in fact, had become resistance, and we're selling off from it this morning. So the market near term is guilty till proven innocent, making a pattern of lower highs and lower lows below a declining 5-day moving average. We are right down at daily S2, so it's important to keep that in mind and not look to be getting short in here. Instead, to be protecting some short gains that you might have if you're involved in this in the S&P, because it looks like maybe we could get a move back up towards 140, one and a half ish, create a lower high, and then maybe another leg lower. But we broke the trend line, we've broken support, we have a lower high and a lower low. So near term, we've transitioned lower. We're below that 50-day moving average, and we're going to need to see it reverse back up through at least 142 and a half ish, I think, to feel comfortable that maybe the long side is going to get some action. But the Nasdaq has broken its important level of support. We've been talking about 64.50. We're clearly below that right now, 64.50 to 64.80. Really, this has been the band of support. So 64.40 to 64.80, I guess you could call it. But we're clearly below that. We're going to need to see it get back above, I'd say 65, and hold there for this market to be able to move higher. So I don't think we'll see a collapse, but the path of least resistance is lower. You've got to take it seriously. We do have 2,039 decliners, 859 advancers. It's not an environment for long side trades to work. The Russell 2000 has broken below some support in here at 83 and a quarter. And what we were talking about yesterday is a move down towards 81 and a half, maybe towards 82. This is well, really, this whole big band about 181 and a half towards 82 and a quarter, I think it looks reasonable. And really, if you look at it, the 50-day moving average at 81.60 tells me that that's certainly reasonable. And we want to treat it as guilty till proven innocent, with lower highs and lower lows below the declining 5-day moving average. But again, be aware that the markets don't go straight down; they have bounces typically before the next leg lower. And we've had a decent little sell-off here, down to very close to daily S2. Semiconductors are down a little bit further, testing that 50-day moving average here very momentarily. And the financials did lose support at 1630. They're below declining 5-day moving average, and now look like they're headed for, perhaps even $15.80 or so. And that's about where we have that 50-day moving average. So 1590 really, I think, looks reasonable expectation for the financial stocks. The stocks we're looking at for today, we're still looking at this Akamai above $41.89. That clearly is not happening. We can take this one off the list. No reason to continue to watch that one. ARUN, we're looking at above 21 for an alert, 21.30 to buy. That clearly isn't happening. Nothing lost in these stocks. They were just ideas that never triggered. So take that one off the list. We're short Cabela's at $40.85. I suggested a stop near $40.80. It's going to be up to you whether you got out of it. Today's high was $40.83, so just 2 pennies below our entry. I'm going to say we got stopped out, basically break even. If you're still in it, I'd say 40.85 would be the stop level, and you're going to be on your own to I'm not going to update this one, that is. So pull that one off the list. CLDX got up to 675 once again today, or 674. We had our alert at 675 for the potential of a purchase at 681. You can see it's been really choppy in here. There's no reason to be buying this stock. I think you could still keep it on your watch list because the daily chart looks decent, but I'm not thrilled or excited about it. The LNG, we're in at 1831. Had our stop at 18 and a dime. I think you want to raise your stop to 1828 right now. So this one, hopefully you took a little bit of it off with some profits, but 1828 will be the stop in there now. SunPower in at 551 with a stop at 570 that just got hit here a few moments ago. So that was a decent little trade. And we'll move aside there now. CTRP, Still keep an alert on this thing up near about 2290. It needs to clear 2294. I don't believe it's going to happen today, but let's see what the market says. GNC again. I would have preferred that we had a bounce here and then sell off. This is a really vulnerable looking weekly chart, but as I'd mentioned, I just can't recommend shorting it after this being the sixth straight down day. If you're in it, be very protective of your profits. I would say up in here. I don't know anyone who took the trade, but if you did, I'm not going to continue to follow this one. We'll probably start to see it again on the list mid next week if it can get a bounce and maybe that 33 level becomes some resistance, and then we'll look to get short. But ST, we're looking to get involved above 32.04. Today's high was 31.94, and it holds up okay. So I think you can still keep set an alert at $32 a share, and then we'll see how it goes from there. So that one still looks okay. It's only traded 160,000 shares today. It usually does a million though, so still okay to watch. This Tesoro still doesn't want to get going here. We were talking about 44.23. Today's high 43.91. I'd say alert at 44, and we can keep that one on the list just for the heck of it, but I don't think it's going to get going. Whole Foods, we wanted to short below $90 a share. Kind of hung around that $90 level for a bit and then broke it. So my stop, as I just mentioned in chat, I'm thinking right up above this 90.40 level. Officially, you could use the day's high as a stop. We were talking about $90.90 yesterday, and that was, today's high is 90.89. So I think that's still valid to use $90.90 if you want to give it extra room. However, personally, I don't think I would give it much beyond $90, and let's just call it 42 cents. And I had mentioned Sol, thinking that maybe that would get going above 165. It's not doing anything. Take that one off the list.